So the first commentary that I'm going to do is one of, we'll do MashMe first. He used to be on Team Curse for a little while, and then he left Team Curse. He's a pretty good player. He's very high elo. He likes to play pretty good range of champions. The one we're going to do today, though, is a game of him on Twitch. And I thought that this would be a good commentary to choose is because, well, you don't really see Twitch a lot, and this is probably around 2100 like average elo of all the players in the game. I think he's a little higher than that himself. So it's going to be interesting to watch like a champion like Twitch and see how well he does in a solo queue match, because most people are like, Twitch really underpowered, not really strong. And for the most part, that's usually kind of true. So I'm interested myself in seeing kind of like how he plays them and how you make a champion like Twitch viable, and so it should be pretty interesting. So let me just load up the replay and get that started up. Shouldn't take long, and we'll get going. All right. So as far as the other people in the game, you may recognize some of them. We've got, I know Muffin Cutie from V8, so it should be interesting to watch him play as well. It's going to be MashMe, I'm assuming, down bottom with the Tarek. You'll have a Lee Sin up top lane. Interesting, he got a heal and an ignite. And then Katarina will go mid with Maokai jungling. Should be a pretty good setup, actually, since Maokai jungle is very strong. You'll see a lot of ganks from that Maokai come out. Down bottom lane, Sivir and Kale. Okay, that's kind of weird. Oh, no. That won't be right. It'll be Sivir and Blitzcrank, probably. That's what I assume. So Sivir Blitzcrank, that could be a really strong combination because they can do a lot of damage with a grab and a knock up, and then Sivir has all of that time to toss out her boomerang, and should be pretty hard to deal with if they're not careful. Scar, marry me. Apparently Scar is playing here. What is he on, a Smurf or something? Present. So I guess that must be Scar's Smurf. I don't know everybody's Smurfs, but if he's talking to him, then that must be it. Okay, cool. Interesting. Should be a good matchup so far. Let me go ahead and switch over to the game though, so you can see it. My bad. Forgot to switch over to the game view. I'm just going to pause the replay real quick. And that way we can do that. And I'm going to unpause everything. Alright, so everybody's running up here. And obviously Twitch is going to get his stealth first so that he can scout out. Possibly go for a level 1 fight if they find somebody who is by themselves. Oh, a nice little grab there going onto the Tarek. Will that catch him? I don't know. I do have my sound off apparently. Let me pause it again. Hang on. Sorry about that. Too much stuff going on, guys. Oh my gosh. Alright. I had the sound disabled, apparently. There we go. And so they're going to chase up this Blitzcrank. They could get a first blood here, but it doesn't look like they will be able to. He does still have his mana shield up, and they don't want to dive into those turrets and whatnot. It was close, though. Everybody doing their jokes right now as well. So yeah, Lee Sin going to go up top as expected, and that's probably not correct. It looks like he has 1 potion, but I imagine he actually has 3. And Fizz block hook. That would have been kind of funny. And Katarina said, yeah, it looks like just a graphical bug of LOL replay. I'm pretty sure they all have 3 health potions. And looks like we're going to have Maokai going for a quick catalyst, just using the regrowth pendant to start in the jungle at the Wraiths. They could potentially try and counter this out here. They're going to have to be careful, though. I'm pretty sure they know that they're here. Kale going to be picking up the mid lane. Should be actually pretty strong against a Katarina. So we'll see how Katarina does against that, but I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Kale is fairly strong in the solo lane against some champions. She's not really the strongest champion right now, obviously, but we'll see how it works out. Lee Sin being really brave here against everybody, and I think he's just trying his best to hold them back as long as possible from getting those buffs. And then he's going to head back to the lane, so he should be pretty safe. For the most part, I'm going to try and focus my attention on MashMe, though. So if I'm missing kills, it's probably on purpose, as I want to just watch how MashMe plays Twitch down in the bottom lane. He should be fairly safe with a Tarek to, stun any kind of aggression. But at the same time, if he tries to stun that Sivir, all she has to do is pop her spell shield, and she'll be strong. She'll be safe from that. So gonna be interesting. They do have to be careful from that Blitzcrank. In higher level games, it's easier and it's harder at the same time to land those blitz grabs. I mean, it's never easy to land blitz grabs. You have to be pretty good at it to be able to predict like where people are going to walk. But for the most part, people know like to stand outside of the range. If he's going to be in that bush, they obviously know he can pull like into right here. So this Tarek's probably not going to run up past that point without a ward. He does have 2 wards left over. He does have one in the jungle to prevent any kind of early ganks coming in from that Riven. Riven ganks can be quite devastating early on, as she does a lot of damage and can close the distance very easily. And let's take a look here. He's going to be picking up his ambush, his expunge at level 2. That's going to give him the most amount of burst if he needs to. But so far, it's probably just going to be kind of like a farm fest for him. He's going to try and play it real safe. We could see him roam a little bit later, but probably no real guarantees on that just yet. It looks like that boomerang hit him, but only procced one piece of the damage. It looked like it hit him right on the edge, but I guess it didn't actually go all the way through him.
Truly outrageous. Gems are truly outrageous.
Apparently gems are truly outrageous, as Raiden says. Now has a ward there, going to help prevent himself from being zoned out in the bush. Generally, it's not a good thing as a bottom lane to be pushed to your tower against really aggressive lanes such as a Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank is going to be putting down that ward. They saw that, and possibly even roaming up to the middle lane. Katarina will have to be careful, and doesn't look like there's any pings or messages going down to let her know that. So let's see if that actually is successful. Here comes the gank from the Riven. Flash being used, and yes, he did come up, but actually going to be safe because of the fact that that Riven did push her out. I'm curious if Riven had not jumped out of the bush there, Blitzcrank might have had a chance to come in from behind and pick up a kill there. Apparently, Raiden is yelling at him for taking farm or something like that. There's a stun. Gonna be able to do a little bit of damage here. Coming in, Blitzcrank wants to make something happen here as they do place down an exhaust. However, more damage is done to that Sivir, so better trade for them. Tarek will be face checking that bush to try and do some work. Now really low, this Sivir could be getting down for a first blood and just barely jumps over the wall as she will not die. Don't guess that poison is able to pick up the kill. However, Muffin Cutie is really low. Now with the last attack there, I think that was an expunge to finish him off. And that's going to be first blood for MashMe, going to help him out in the lane quite considerably. Here's how these guys are doing mid. Can't see the health potion, or sorry, the health amounts. But there could be a nice little gank coming in here. Kel gets a little aggressive, and this is going to be bad for her. She's going to stay in for the kill. Flash being used there. Does get the kill, and is going to run out level 6 just in time to avoid a little bit of damage. But don't know if she will live. She's going to use her slow to try and keep him away, and will be binded there. And one last present will take her down. They went ahead and pushed the bottom lane. MashMe and Raiden both going to go back now and pick up their items, as they do have that advantage from taking those creeps down. Looks like Sivir luckily gets back in time to not lose too many pieces of farm. And wow, the Maokai actually grabs Riven on his way to gank top lane. So this so far is going pretty well for blue team. I mean, granted, it's only one extra kill. However, it does look pretty good so far, as the bottom lane and jungler doing a great job of ganking. Those Maokai ganks, man, can be real scary. Very strong indeed. Alright, take a look here. MashMe will be coming up. Stealth with 2 Doran's blades. Already going to be building into that dagger so he can finish his Berserker Greaves. Attack speed, a pretty big deal on MashMe. Now with the stun coming in onto Sivir, she did not see that and throws down her shield a little bit too late. Not going to be able to actually make use of it. So now really low, does not have any sustain, and potentially will have to leave the lane if she stays in too much longer. She could be in danger of getting killed here. Luckily for her, oh no, there's the flash and a stun, missing another shield. Actually, the cooldown would have been down because she just barely used it, and that will be a kill for MashMe. Sivir not playing very well at all. I don't know if his head's just not in the game today or what, but gonna have to be really careful. That was a great flash by Raiden, going in there with that stun, knowing that that cooldown was down. And here he is in the middle lane now. Oh, looks like a little bit of an engage coming in here. Will he kill her on the tower? I don't know. He's taking a lot of hits, and he could potentially go down. Yes, he does go down. Not enough damage onto that kill. And I didn't think that was looking good there. So that will be a kill for the kill. Muffin Cutie trying his best to just stand here and pick up any creep farm or experience until that Sivir gets back. But this Sivir is really going to fall behind considerably if she is not careful. What level is she, by the way? Level 5. So far she's at least staying up there, but MashMe is about to hit that 6 mark and is doing quite well at 2 kills and farm already 43, 10 CS above her at only 8 minutes. Of course, he is leveling up that expunge first. That is the skill you would level on Twitch, as it does the most damage, of course. Spray and Pray now leveled up finally. Right end trying to kind of taunt out a grab from this Blitzcrank, it looks like. I think he really wants him to grab him so that, yeah, he's just going to run up and engage here. Stun going to go down. Cutie is going to actually engage this and could potentially pick up a kill, but he is taking a lot of damage with that exhaust. Still not going to be enough to stop him, though, as he does finish off the Blitzcrank and leave Sivir to fend for herself once again in the lane. And all of this farm now pushing, they will be able to actually zone Sivir out as he can just stand in that bush and keep her away from that farm. This is really bad for her at this point. And MashMe's going to be able to pick up all this CS free of charge. At the same time, we have Maokai actually counter jungling and LOL replay just watching him ghost through. Of course, that's going to happen if he's not actually watching the person. Ward is placed down in the bush, as you can see from the creeps following right end. You'll know that she has that ward there, so that's actually, you know, really helpful for her. She's going to have to wait for that stun to come in from right end if she wants to survive this lane. She's got to be very vigilant about blocking that.
Are truly outrageous. They are truly.
It's unfortunate that she has died twice here. If she had used her shield properly, she should have been able to stay safe from those stuns, but just was not able to predict that correctly, I guess.
Gems are truly outrageous.
And
they are truly.
Tarek is still talking about gems.
Outrageous.
MashMe running up here, gonna try and zone. Right end extremely unafraid right now of getting grabbed by Blitzcrank, as he knows that if they are to engage on them, he's tanky enough to handle most of the damage and can really just turn things around quickly. So they're just gonna go ahead and both back out here as they have pushed the lane up quite a bit, and he'll probably be able to pick up those Berserker Greaves and whatever else he prefers. 1570 gold. We'll see what he builds into. Riven spotted with a ward. She is going to be coming up to either counter jungle or gank that mid, which is not even there, so that's not going to be very helpful. Okay, there's Katarina. I love that skin on Katarina, by the way, the new skin on her. It's really cool. Curious what kind of damage is being done here. She's already half HP from what I can tell. 500 HP. Yeah, that would have been a nasty gank if that Riven was able to get in there. Lee Sin trying to come in for the counter gank, and now really big damage going on to the Kale. Does she have her ultimate? I don't know if she'll actually need it though. And that, it looks like a counter here. Riven wants to make something happen to Lee Sin. Lee Sin's ultimate is down, and here's going to be the binding as he actually decides to run around and go for someone else. No, Riven does get the kill onto Lee, not on the Lee Sin, but on the Katarina. So a little bit greedy there. MashMe on bottom though, picking up another one onto... Oh crap, my game is just messing up there. But yeah, picking up another one onto Sivir there as she falls. Nihilist picking up. Oh man, this is not good. Everybody in middle lane is dying as well. The game is pretty even so far, 6-6. So no dragons being picked up. It is at the 11-minute mark. You'll usually see dragons around this time. So depending on whoever dies here, we could see one team or another grab that dragon. Right end doing his best to get out of there, but he's going to get picked up by the Blitzcrank. Nice grab there, and a chase from Midir. Yeah, he's not going to be able to... I don't know if they're going to go for that dragon or not. We'll see if they decide to pick that up or if they're just going to back out and play it safe. MashMe all at the same time just going to sit there and continue to farm on bottom lane, unhindered by the enemy team, as he did take out that Sivir. And she's probably back on her way to lane. Yeah, there she is, back in the lane now. MashMe going to go back, pick up some mana. And Sivir now only has 2 Dorans as well as Berserker Greaves, but is way behind, 30 creep score behind Twitch right now, as he is the highest. Yeah, he's been doing a really good job right now of farming And that's really what you need to do. Like if you're on a weaker champion, if you can just out-farm somebody, then you're automatically going to win. It only takes about 15 to 17 creep kills to equal a champion kill. So with 3 kills plus that 30 creep score advantage, that's pretty big deal against that Sivir. That's a lot of gold difference. As you can see, he actually went for a Tiamat. That's very interesting. So I don't know if that's like a troll build or what. I know that I've heard of people doing Tiamats in the past on Twitch. The reason for that being that his ultimate, Spray and Pray, it'll actually proc on every single target hit. So what Tiamat does is it splashes, doing 35% damage of the auto attack. So each time he does his auto attack, it'll bounce and like splash to every single champion. So if everyone's grouped up as 5, he's gonna hit them not only for the splash from Spray and Pray, but from the splash from that Tiamat. And now here's an engage coming in. Nice little grab from Maokai, and they are gonna try and go for the kill. If he can get a stun here, this might be good. Hill goes down, and a nice grab coming in, but he will flash out of the way before the Power Fist comes in. And looks like everybody will make it out safely. Sivir doing her best to push this bottom lane while everybody's gone. Doubt she will be able to do any damage to that tower as the Taric is on his way back down, and so is MashMe. That was a pretty intense engagement there. Now, looks like the dragon is down. I must have missed who got that. I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention or if that was purple team picking that up whenever nobody else was watching. So, apologies on that one. Yeah, MashMe just going to sit here in stealth waiting for the creeps to move past, and now he's just going to farm those down. Right end doing his job as support, just sitting in the bush to zone out. Has 2 gold per 5s, no boots yet unfortunately for him, but doesn't necessarily need it as bad since he is doing a good job. He's just waiting for that shield to go down, uses his stun onto the Sivir, and they will turn this around. Muffy Cutie will definitely go down to his expunge, and that's going to be yet again another win for MashMe. He is getting quite fed at this point, as bottom lane just cannot hold up to the strength of that Taric stun, and they didn't really have enough focus as the Blitzcrank tried to focus MashMe down, it looks like, and then right end was being focused down by Sivir, so it wasn't really the best focus. While meanwhile middle lane here gets destroyed. Yeah, not looking good for bottom lane. I think that MashMe's probably going to carry this game completely at 5-0. Any champion, regardless of how strong they are, if they get that fed and that much creep score, they're going to have a pretty easy time carrying the game. Now, at the same time I say that, this Kale is catching up quite heavily. She's about 18 creep score behind right now in creep farm, but she does have those 4 kills and 4 assists, so she's going to be really close to MashMe as far as gold's concerned. And I do have to say that Kale is pretty good at being kind of a hyper carry. Udyr is going to take down this tower, most likely. Well, I don't know how low it is, but yeah, there it is. Tower will go down to that Udyr. He's just one of those champions. It's really hard to push out of the lane. I don't know if Turtle Dunks here can actually take him out. He's probably not going to sit around to fight, knowing that he will most likely get ganked, and that is the case as Lee Sin comes in to try and pick that up, but we'll just run out of there safely. Sivir's doing her best to try and catch up, but is 2 levels behind and really far behind on creep score as well. Let's see what he picks up next. He's got 1890. He could potentially go for a Bloodthirster now. Could see that happening, but we'll have to wait and see. Here he goes. MashMe going to come in, run right behind Sivir, knowing that she has to run away that direction. Going to pop her ultimate, and bam! Big expunge coming in, doing 150 plus each tick, and I don't know how many ticks it was, but it might have been the max amount. So she just got completely destroyed, knowing that there was nothing she can do. That is the unfortunate thing about when Twitch gets fed. Just run up behind you and take you out extremely fast. Looks like Maokai was a little bit too greedy there. Ran in and found all 4 members of the enemy team. And MashMe just continues to push that bottom lane. He hasn't really been to the middle other than just that once earlier. he hasn't needed to, because this Sivir just continues to come down here and give him kills. Not that she really has much she can do about it at this point, since she is so far behind. Yeah, 3 levels behind at this point now. Sivir is getting a little bit stronger, has that BF sword. Still though, at 18 minutes, she really wants to have the Bloodthirster right now, just can't make it happen. And this Kel doing really well, gonna definitely take down that Gosu guy. Yeah, one last attack is gonna finish him off. However, that stun will take him down with the assistance of MashMe. Just making MashMe pick up. Oh, actually, Raiden picked up the kill there. I was gonna say MashMe had a killing spree gold bonus there, but it was actually Raiden. Should help him out though. He can probably buy an Oracles and give his team some control with that extra gold there.
Truly outrageous.
Sivir knows she has to hang out on bottom and keep an eye. If MashMe goes invisible, she will have to be extremely careful. It won't be safe for her to even like push the lane here. Here we go, Gank coming in onto the top lane as Riven comes here. Tediaro does see that with his ward. Will he be able to make it out safely? He has no tower, so he potentially will get caught here. He just needs a creep to jump to, but I don't think he's going to be able to make it out before he falls. And oh, just barely gets killed as he almost made it away with that jump. And now top lane is in big trouble, but MashMe gets there just in time. Will MashMe be able to take out both of them? He is quite squishy though, so if they turn their attention to him, it could be very dangerous. Exhaust going to go down. But nice job as Katarina comes in to clean up, and that's going to make it a better exchange. 2-1 for blue team. Oh, a little bit of lag there, and we're back. Rice is over here. Sivir doing her best to just stay alive. Actually, it looks almost like she was trying to run away. Yeah, she's almost dead at just under 100 HP from, I don't know if that was from Tarek or if she was low already. That's kind of bad though whenever you start losing to the enemy support.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
A little bit of engage going down here. Kel is quite strong, is much stronger than the Katarina, as I expected. Katarina does have a Hextech Gunblade. Unfortunately, not as strong as it used to be. I don't know if that's still like the best build on her, or if that's just him just playing her like she used to be done, since they did destroy a lot of the vamp and the attack damage that you get from that item, but without changing the cost of it. Tediaro will pick up that red buff, should be pretty strong with that. I would like to see Twitch with it, but he doesn't necessarily need it as much since he does have a slow of his own. Steel has not gone back ever since he picked up that Tiamat. As you can see, he's already got 3,700 gold. Could literally outright buy a full item right now, but is so strong anyways without it that he doesn't even need to. So I'm just afraid to see what happens once he does decide to go back and buy a new item. Here is Kel. She could potentially kill him. He will have to go out, get invisible as quick as possible, and that will save him. They don't have any kind of stealth detection, so that is good for him to be able to get out of there that quickly. With the support of his teammates, he should be able to stay alive. Gonna get healed right here by Raiden, but I imagine he's gonna go back fairly soon, right after he picks up those small golems. Doing his best right now to just farm up to level 18 as fast as possible. The idea behind someone who's, squishy like that, but has the, hyper carry potential, is that you really want to just not catch up, but to get ahead and not allow anyone to catch up to you. As you can see, he's already level 14. The rest of his team, not anywhere close to that. Katarina only level 12. So being so much higher level is going to offset the fact that that champion is not as strong as the game goes on. So if they're able to end this game fairly quickly, then he will be able to carry well enough. I imagine going into late game, he won't be as strong as most of the other carries. We'll just have to see how that works out though. Okay. So MashMe actually taunting the enemy team saying, hey, don't group, I've got Tiamat, don't do it. And there is going to be an engage here, 3-on-4. But now everyone else coming in, this is going to be a 5-man engage. Nice little action coming here. Big damage coming in. Muffin Cutie will go down if they are able to get another attack, but he makes it out using his speed boost. MashMe tries to go in there and catch somebody. Nice little twisted advance, but he will fall. Not before the Kel dies to MashMe, though. And that's going to be so far a 2-for-1 in favor of blue team. Only losing the Maokai. Twitch coming around, seeing if he can catch a straggler somewhere. Doesn't look like they're going to make that mistake, so instead he will just push down this middle tower or potentially run all the way around and go for that Baron. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe go for the blue. Yeah, okay. So they can't really make up their mind. Like, let's go for Baron, let's go for middle. No, I'm gonna go for blue. Overall, this should work out though. MashMe crit me for 608. Oh yeah, he does have an Infinity Edge. That is what he picked up when he went back to the base. So he's gonna be extremely strong now at 8-0. What a score for only 22 minutes into the game, as everyone else on his team is pretty even as far as scores concerned. In fact, the Kel and the Riven both have scores that can rival that, so he is going to have to be careful for that could potentially out-carry him if he's not careful. A Riven who gets really strong is going to be very scary. He's going to have to deal with that. If Riven were to jump on him, she can probably destroy him very fast. And here's the engage. Nice little oracles coming in. MashMe will have to be careful. They may actually have a pink here. Yes, they do have a pink, and they do see him getting destroyed very quickly, losing his 500 gold spree. Not expecting that at all. Probably not the best move coming in behind there. Need to most likely just assume that they're going to have that pink, but at the same time he didn't know. So
truly outrageous. They are truly.
And gems are still outrageous here. Interesting choice of items here, as Tarek does go for a Deathfire Grasp. That way he can actually do a little bit of damage in these fights, and I can see that working out well. It will give him a little bit more AP for his heals as well. And here we are, blue buff going to be picked up for that Maokai. Twitch now has a Cloak of Agility. I'm assuming that he will be building into probably his Phantom Dancer. But instead of going for the attack speed first, he's just going to go for that crit damage onto his Infinity Edge, which I believe works with his ultimate as well, I want to say. I could be wrong since I haven't actually played Twitch forever, but yeah. So all it does is change his regular attacks to long range, and they pass through units, and he gains additional attack damage on top of that. So I can see that working out really well. Pretty interesting. I'm not sure if this is how all Twitch is built, or if this is just something that he's working out. And Kale right now doing really well. She's got a Rabadon's Death Cap. We'll be going into possibly either a Rage Blade or a... Wow, look at that damage coming in onto Nihilus. Usually really hard to kill a Udyr, but he almost took him down. I imagine if... I don't know if that Expunge actually hit him or not. Well, it was really close. If he had just a little bit, like maybe one more auto attack, he probably would have taken down Udyr. Which is really hard to do because Udyr was right here and he ran all the way out. Udyr is quite tanky as well. He's got his Warden's Mail and Phage, plus his shield. Here's the teleport coming in. They're going to have to be careful as the Udyr is back at full health and full mana, ready to do some work. Total Dunks does take out that turret, making it safe. But here goes Katarina. She has fallen. Cutie is really low. Potentially will lose that Oracle, so he's going to have to run out of there, as it will not be beneficial to stay in the fight if he is forced to lose that. MashMe going to come around, knowing that he can pick someone off here. He is invisible, although he has to be careful since they do have that Oracles. If he can just wait for everybody to kind of split up on that chase, he most likely can pick up a kill. However, it seems that he's going to play it safe and just run out, not wanting to give up any kills, since that could potentially be a free Baron for them. And he's going to go ahead and use the slow here, turn around and potentially take out Udyr. Nice ultimate there from the kill, going to make it harder for him to finish him off. Will actually save him as well. MashMe getting exhausted. Can he get away here? Throwing down his slow. Big damage coming in from that boomerang, but I don't think Princeton's cooldowns are up. Oh, there we go. And he is able to finish off Maokai, but MashMe coming in now, stealth again, will potentially kill this kill as she has no vision of him. And will he decide to do it? I don't know. He's probably afraid. Yeah, don't think he would actually be able to kill her, as she just healed herself and would most likely use her Q to take him down. That Reckoning really strong, as this will be really hard. Wow, big damage both from Katarina and the Expunge on MashMe, completely bursting her down before her eyes. She was not expecting that at all. They were thinking of going for Baron, but will most likely back off now. And this is getting really, really close to the wire at this point in time. In fact, the enemy team is ahead on kills. It's just MashMe that is so far ahead of everybody else. And it's up to him to really try and carry this. Just running into that boomerang, probably not what he meant to do there. 6% life still. Let's see if that's going to help him enough to get his health back up. He will be needing some heals from right end. Not too bad, 266. Not the best heal, but it does heal himself as well as his ally. And he does have that R buff, so that really helps out a lot. In fact, this team, if you think about it, has a lot of damage reduction. They've got the ultimate from Maokai, which allows them to reduce everything by 20% that hits them. MashMe really worried here, but they are not going to be able to see him to catch him, so he's good to go. He's going to run out to the left and make it out safely. They probably won't be able to go for the chase. I am assuming that Blitzcrank still has his oracles. I don't think I saw him lose it. Okay, with having a Baron buff there, that is going to put blue team in the lead. Although purple will definitely take advantage of any chance they get to push a tower. Since blue team got that Baron buff, they had to back off. And wow, Blitzcrank now getting caught here, getting destroyed completely with that expunge, and kind of creep block there actually. Not really the best move for him to stay in that long. And pathing just didn't work out for him at all. So we go, MashMe is just going to wait for his teammates as he does farm up. We'll be picking up a red buff here as well. Alright, there we go. And he picks up the red buff, just going to go back to the base. Probably finish off another item and be good to go. Meanwhile, Tediaro as well as Turtle Dunks will be pushing this middle lane, putting as much pressure as possible. What they're going to want to do is pressure all three lanes. And eventually they'll be able to pick off one of these towers, as it's going to be very difficult for purple to defend each lane. And there it is. Phantom Dancer is bought. So not only is he going to have all that critical damage from his Infinity Edge, but he's going to have a much higher chance to do so at a higher rate. Looks like Tediaro is trying to go for the teleport gank. Didn't really turn that around, as there was no twisted advance from Maokai. Probably a smart thing, as everybody is here next to the tower, and he could have potentially been grabbed by Blitzcrank into the tower range and taken out. He is fairly tanky though. He has Spirit Visage and a Chain Vest, which will help him stay alive a little bit. They have mostly physical damage. In fact, everything except for Kale is physical damage, and some of Kale's damage is physical, to be honest, because her Reckoning allows her to do both magic and physical damage. So let's take a look here at how she's doing. Oh, sorry, Reckoning is her Q. I meant Righteous Fury. Righteous Fury is her auto attack from range, whereas Reckoning is that little red bubble there. Kale does do more damage to the target that is slowed from her Reckoning as well. Yeah, that's going to be a big amount of burst with Rabadons and Lichbane if she's able to land both of those onto somebody. Waiting for the right opportunity to go in. Oh no, looks like a nice grab onto Katarina, and she will just barely blink her way out of there. And now for the engage, as Maokai places down his ultimate to reduce as much damage as possible. MashMe coming in and is able to pick out several of the enemy opposition, and that's going to be a quadra kill. Wow, very nice. Does fall to the turret, and Kale not able to pick up the penta, but that was really close. Great engagement onto the tower there, as blue is able to now take down everything. They will take down the tower and the inhibitor from this. They have plenty of time to push this down. That might actually be the end of the game. Let's see if these guys are actually able to defend from this, or if they're just going to get completely finished off here. MashMe telling everybody in chat who said Twitch was bad. No one. Potentially our sad bot to fetch you. Kind of funny, but that was a crazy game altogether, and I think this is gonna be it. I don't think that they can hold this very long. If they are able to kill off Sivir or anyone else, that will be the end. They are going to go ahead and back off here, as they don't want to cause anything to happen and not interfere. But they are engaging in a scary spot here. They could potentially fall. This is going to be a 3v4 situation. The only one not there is MashMe, and everyone else is quite strong right now, so it doesn't look like they're going to have any problems finishing that up. Top tower is pushing at the same time, so even if they were to kill everyone here, which they won't, they're still going to lose that tower to their minions anyways. And they've already lost Riven and Udyr, so I don't see any way they can defend this now. There's only one tower remaining at the base there. Top one goes down. Nice little grab going onto the Maokai. Maokai taking big damage, using Twisted Advance onto an enemy creep to get away. And now we'll throw down his ultimate to block most of the damage. Katarina picks up the kill onto the Sivir. Gonna make it even harder for them to defend with only Blitzcrank and Kill alive. Now with MashMe here. And that's gonna be an easy inhibitor, or potentially finish off the game. MashMe finishes off %, and that's gonna go ahead and be the 4-0 surrender vote for the game. Next is going down. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that match. Champion you don't really see very often. Maybe give you some insight into playing Twitch a little bit better, or possibly not playing bottom lane so bad. I don't know. I kind of feel bad for their bottom lane. They just didn't do that well of a job. They let Twitch get ahead. Twitch is one of those champions. If he gets ahead, then he's just going to completely smash people. So overall, great play by MashMe there. The game was very close for the most part of the game up there until the very end when they lost that Baron, and then a nice dive for the quadra kill. So good combo all around, I think, and good game, well played.